So check this thing out. This is the TRIBEX SmallRig tripod. Ooh, in collaboration with PotatoJet. And I've been really excited to get my hands on this ever since it was announced a while ago. It had some delays, but now it's finally here. So the question is it actually any good? Is it a gimmick? Well, I'm gonna find that out for you guys. But one thing I wanna point out real quick is today's sponsor, Bluetti, right here, which I'm actually using as a power bank to power my light source right here, which is pretty cool. But I'll cover that a little bit more later. Let's go ahead and talk about this really nifty and interesting PotatoJet tripod. So what exactly makes a good tripod? Well, in my opinion, there are a number of things that help contribute to making a tripod actually good. One of them being quick deployment, which this one supposedly has the best solution for. Other things to be concerned about is the overall weight of the tripod itself, the actual weight capacity the tripod can handle, and then the fluid head system, as well as some extra little accessories here and there. So that's the criteria that I'm going to be judging the TRIBEX based off of. So this is my unnamed, unbranded tripod, just so I'm not causing any beef, but this is how a normal tripod would be for deployment. In fact, this one's actually better than most, but usually for every single leg, there's some sort of a latch. In this case, it's a twist. So you twist it, extend the leg, twist it again, and now that leg's done, and you go through each leg, and then you're good to go. Again, this is actually faster than most. Sometimes there could be 4 separate latches for each leg. So that's 12 latches to fully extend out a tripod. So that's this unbranded, unnamed tripod. But now if I grab the TRIBEX, which is a hydraulic system, this is brand new as far as I'm concerned, the tripods. I've never seen this before. There's actually this little grip here on the side. All you do is squeeze and the legs kick out and you're done, and you're done. I mean, that's pretty freaking cool. And then if you need to adjust it, you squeeze, adjust it, release, and you're good to go. So yeah, I mean, assuming this hydraulic system doesn't give out over time, which would be my main concern, but it does feel really robust. But even still, yeah, I don't know, that's pretty cool. And then I guess you just hold it, do that, and now you're back to being packed down. So yeah, this new hydraulic system for deployment, that's pretty freaking cool. Good job, PotatoJet. This video is brought to you by Bluetti. They sent me out this really awesome battery. This is the Elite 200. And really what I love about this thing is that I can pretty much bring power anywhere. Now I've been using this thing over the last 2 weeks, and I actually have been powering 2 different lights off of it for a couple of hours, and from full charge, it's only down to 92%. I thought that what I would go ahead and do, I'd make some coffee. Now what's really great is you have AC and DC power, and you can actually toggle that right here. If you want these USB-Cs to work, you have to charge it through DC. Now, this thing isn't only good for making coffee in the middle of nowhere. For me specifically, I love this thing because I can power my equipment on the go. So I've actually been just leaving this thing in my car. Another cool thing about the Bluetti is that it can actually be used as a backup power source. That way, if something happens like a power surge or a power outage, your computer is not gonna go down. Actually, what this thing is more useful for is going to be for people who are campers, or the word they want me to use is glampers. So if you consider yourself a glamper, maybe this thing is for you. It's just gonna be great to have power where you really shouldn't have power. One thing I definitely want to not do is start a fire. There we go. We'll let that, shouldn't be on a giant battery. While that's boiling, another thing that I wanna mention about this Bluetti power bank is that it actually charged wicked fast. So when I first received it, it was at roughly 68% power, and I plugged that into the wall, and I'm not kidding you, within probably 15-ish minutes, it went to fully charged. But yeah, I really love the Elite 200. It is a solid battery solution, and if you guys are interested in trying it out for yourself, go ahead and use the link down below in the description. The key to a good French press is to let the weight of your hand press the plunge, not to force it so quickly. Cheers to Bluetti. Thanks for sponsoring this video. Now, another thing I should mention about this hydraulic system is that it's supposed to be really good for uneven terrain. So, hey, there's my iPhone camera, and oh no, there's a stump, but I really want to set up right here for some reason. Well, and I release. Look at that. I mean, it's like, oh, it's actually not level. Okay, I level it out. I release, and it works pretty dang perfectly. So, again, this hydraulic system is really quite clever. So what about the weight of the tripod itself, because honestly, I don't love lugging around a bunch of gear, and I imagine you don't love that as well. Well, luckily these legs are actually made of carbon fiber, which definitely makes it lighter overall. However, this hydraulic system definitely does add a little bit of extra weight to the tripod, so it comes in at just over 8 pounds, but honestly, considering the functionality and the size of it, I think 8 pounds is pretty reasonable. That being said, that's kind of up to you as whether or not that's reasonable, but I think 8 pounds for a tripod of this size and with this functionality is plenty fine. So another thing about tripods that we all need is something that can actually support the weight of our camera rigs. Now, this is not exactly the heaviest camera rig. This is my lightweight Lumix S5 2X setup, and if you want to see a video on that, I'll have a link in the description. But what's really great is that this tripod is advertised to hold up to 13 point, put the number right here, pounds, 13 point something pounds. This isn't even going to touch it anywhere close, but again, being able to house these heavier rigs is going to be really useful, especially on a nimbler tripod like this one. Now, once you have your camera of choice on the tripod, another really important thing, and really some would argue the most important thing for a tripod, is going to be how well or how fluid the head system is. And let's go ahead and find out how fluid it is. So you do have these different resistances that you can apply. So right here we have our panning, and I think it's set to the maximum right now. You can just turn this ring on the bottom, and now it's much looser, so you can pan a lot faster, then add more resistance again if you need it for those smooth, silky smooth shots. And just kind of playing with it right here, it does actually feel really good. Additionally, you also have here your tilt lock system. This is, oh, actually, that's nice. That actually feels really great. And then on the opposite side, I'll turn it so you guys can see, you have this right here. You have 0 through 3 for your resistance settings. Yeah, and actually it's even pretty strong at 1. So if you do have a heavier camera rig, unlike this one right here, I think it's going to hold up really, really well. So again, PotatoJet and SmallRig, I guess, as well. Good job with testing out this tripod. I know that this took a long time for y'all to release, and I imagine the reason why is they were fine-tuning all these details. Now, while I was taking a thumbnail for a different picture, I kind of remembered that I forgot to mention with the TRIBEX tripod, you can get it much, much lower by spacing out these legs. In fact, the head of this can actually pop off, so it can go all the way down to the base here, which means this tripod can go so incredibly low. And of course, the hydraulic system moves out of the way. Again, I just really wanted to make sure I pointed out all these features. This is a really well thought out tripod. I also want to tell you guys about a few extra details that I discovered about this specific tripod that add up to make it pretty cool. So the first one, and this is not super unique, but I'm glad it's here, is that it is in fact a side load tripod. So there's a button here on the side, you just press it, tilt, and you can pull off your camera rig, and then you can actually reverse it as well. Just tilt in the plate and then tighten it down. Other things that I've noticed is that there's actually this cool locking system for this extension tube. So if you want the tripod to be taller than it is right now, you just pull out on here and twist a little bit, not even a lot, and then you can extend up. In fact, you can go higher. You can go all the way up to there, and then you just turn it a little bit to the right, and now it's tightened. So there's not really a lot of like twisting and twisting and twisting. Pretty nifty as well. Now at the base of the tripod, they do have these really hefty feet, which are actually fantastic for using in rugged terrain, which again, based on the marketing, that's really what this tripod is useful for. Quick deployment in uneven terrain. So I do like that the feet are quite large. That means that your tripod is going to be nice and steady no matter what kind of terrain you're placing it on. Additionally, on the side of the tripod here, right here, and then on the opposite side as well, you have 2 quarter 20 mounts. And at first I was like, I don't know what those would be useful for, but then it dawned on me, if you're using any sort of transmission system, like a Hollyland, for example, instead of mounting it to your camera rig or to the cage or something like that, which is going to make this heavier, especially if you're going to be taking it on and off when you're going from live production to B-roll mode, instead of having to have it on this, you can actually just leave it attached to your sticks. Now, a few other small details I noticed about the TRIBEX Potato Jet tripod is that there is a sandbag hook at the base of the tripod. So if you need it to be weighted down to protect your extra important lenses or whatever else, you need the center of gravity to be much better, you can hang a sandbag off of that. And then also a really tiny detail, but if you are using a different plate system, so you have the standard plates versus the RS series plates, you can actually just toggle this little switch and that'll change the peg position so that you can use different plates on this tripod. I don't know, this thing is just so well thought out. The only thing I'm concerned about is how long will this hydraulic system hold up over extended use. I don't know, after using this thing, I really do feel like this thing is just a little bit more than a tripod. Tripods are always really funny to talk about because it's like, it's 3 legs and a fluid head. What do I really talk about? But there's so many neat little details with this tripod in particular that make it so unique. And I really do appreciate that a lot. What do you all think? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, leave me a like and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.